Join us for a virtual Yeshua Women Summit for this year's theme, Transitioning. There's a new open door in 2024. All roads lead to Atlanta, Georgia, with conference host Dr. Roxanne Brown Robinson and Prophetess Roslyn Hendrickson. This online event is happening on Friday, December 1st from 7 to 9 p.m. with special guest panelists Dr. Lakeshia James and the Honorable Michelle Scoggins. We're going live on StreamYard. Register now for this spectacular event, sponsored by the Yeshua Women's Network.
Play by my own rules. I got my 2 feet on solid ground. And then I take the first step a million more. And I make mistakes I never made before. But either way, I know I made up my mind. I'm through feeling scared, I'm leaving all that behind. So I'm gonna let it shine on you. Make room for everything that's true. Do whatever I want to do. And then I let it shine on you.
Well, hello, Dr. Roxanne. How are you?
I am just wonderful, Prophetess Roslyn. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Just want to welcome you to the show. Of course, my co-host here, Dr. Roxanne Robinson. We're so happy that you're here. And also to all of our guests, we want to welcome you to the show tonight. But we just want to delve into who we are as far as Yeshua Women. And we'd like to welcome you to the Yeshua Women Table Talk show. And we're just here talking about what we are about. And of course, Dr. Roxanne, you did a great job, introducing Yeshua Women on our last broadcast. And for
Yes.
those of you who may have missed it, we're just recapping tonight on Yeshua Women. And so, of course, a Yeshua woman, she is powerful. She's poised. She's a leader, and she's not settling for the status quo. She is not settling for the status quo. She's unique, and I believe she's a dynamic woman. She's a leader. And so, again, we're so excited about the mission and this calling. And so, Dr. Roxanne, we wanted to kind of elaborate on Yeshua Women, what we're about, and our mission and our purpose. And so, first of all, I just was kind of curious. I just wanted to know, and I'm sure our viewers are too as well. We've heard the term Yeshua, and as
Mhm.
far as what it means and all that. So, first of all, where did you get the idea about Yeshua Women, and where did the idea originate? So, tell us a little bit about its origins and what God calls you to do as far as launching this show and the ministry platform. And how did God speak to you on this?
Well, as you know, Rosalind, there's a lot of things out there on social media that make your head spin.
Yes.
And women profess to be leaders, they profess to be uh, entrepreneurs, they profess to be Christian women. But we found with the Yeshua woman, it comes or derives from, I first look at the word yes,
Mhm.
that each woman has said yes to God, whatever their assignment is. Most of the women in Yeshua women are established women,
Mhm.
women who have been in corporate America, climbing the corporate ladder, doing what they do best, whether it's selling, whether it's projecting, but they just don't have a relationship with God. So, as we are all Yeshua women, not only do we say yes to God, but we're doing it from a kingdom biblical perspective. And if you were to look up the word Yeshua, it derives from the Greek term kingdom mentality, kingdom women. And so when we are looking for that Yeshua woman, we're
Mhm.
looking for someone who, you know what, I climbed up the corporate ladder. I've
Mhm.
reached a plateau and there is really nowhere else for me to go. Now I need to connect with my spirituality with God. That is a Yeshua woman. They appear to know God, but to
Mhm.
really get to know Him, you have to have a relationship with Him. Does that answer your question?
It does. And I took the liberty as well. It's something that just really touched me as far as what you're saying. and I took the liberty to look up Yeshua a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
And it also means, and the thing about it was, it talked about to deliver, to save, or to rescue. And to
Yes,
me,
yes.
that's powerful because you mentioned that some of the Yeshua women may not even be kingdom, in the kingdom, and we're here to help to deliver and to rescue them perhaps from some things in their lives that maybe their thoughts or the way they have viewed life in some ways. One of the things I'm kind of digressing a little bit, but one of the things that I've learned is that sometimes we look the part on the outside,
Come on.
but on the inside, we're something totally different. There's a lot of people who are outwardly successful. According to the world's terms, they appear to be successful, but inside, they to say they're torn up inside. And
Yes.
so I feel like in being who we are as leadership in this organization and what God has called us to do, part of us, part of our mission and part of what He's called us to do is to help to save and to redeem and to rescue the women from even from things from their past. There's a lot of things in that, okay? So it's loaded, right? So
Right.
um
Right.
as having said that, I do want to go to our next question. There's
Sure.
something else I wanted to ask you. So from your perspective, was there a specific word from the Lord in leading you and us regarding this show and to bring powerful women together, specifically women in leadership?
Well, as you well know, Prophetess Roslyn, there have been multiple opportunities and occasions for me to speak to first ladies,
Mhm,
but the Lord would not allow me to release a word. It's a prophetic word for a lot of women leaders in leadership, mainly first
mhm,
ladies,
mhm,
mainly executive women. Because
mhm,
here's the caveat: a lot of the executive women, a lot of female ministers, pastors' wives do the mentoring, but
mhm,
they have nobody to mentor them. And there is a differentiation, different connotation, I should say, to mentoring versus knowledge. And we
mhm,
talked about wisdom the last time that we were on the podcast. And we said we need to be able to hear the voice of God,
mhm,
not just see him, but hear him with our spiritual eyes. That's what wisdom is. So we as Yeshua women,
mhm.
God told us, just say yes.
Yes.
And he chose us for such a time as this. And
Mhm.
so now we have to bring those Yeshua women, oh, I get so excited thinking
I do
about it,
too.
to the forefront and say, listen, you've been doing the mentoring. Now we're going to mentor you. Why?
Mhm,
Because we have developed wisdom. We have expertise and knowledge in wisdom birthed out of being daughters of the king
mhm,
in the kingdom. And not only that, mentorship, the key word is about wisdom.
mhm,
You can be a professional woman all day long, like you said earlier, and you could climb that ladder, that corporate
mhm,
ladder, and even make it over 100K a year. But where is your relationship with God? He said, just say yes. Are you willing? Are you ready to say yes to that? And I also wrote that mentorship is connected to discipleship.
mhm,
You already know that when we are Yeshua women, we are discipling the non believer and the believer alike. They are intertwined together. One has some part wisdom, and the other has no wisdom whatsoever. So that's what we bring out in the Yeshua Women's Network.
Oh, that is amazing. And having, I know what it is to grow and to go into corporate positions and to,
Yes.
go up that ladder. We've experienced it. We know what it is. I've worked in government in several years, and having, like I said, having hit top positions, I know I've started from the bottom. I know how it works, but at the same time, we can be successful in this world But what does it profit us if we gain the whole world and we lose our soul? Or
Exactly.
what does it profit us that we've as far as the world standards and what we believe or we think of as being successful, if our souls, if our inner person is not together? You know, we can look like we have it all together. We can look like we have, you know, all the parts, all everything working, you know, outwardly. But what does it look like inwardly? And so part of like you're saying that mentoring and that leadership is helping to develop that inner person. We
Yes.
we we know how to, you know, we have we know how to as far as we've gone to school, we've gone to college,
Yes.
we've been educated. We've worked with executives. We've worked with, you know, with staff and all those things, all the professional things. We've attended the dinners and gone to the dinner
Yes.
parties, and we've done all of that. Worked with organizations and sat in corporate rooms and boardrooms, and I've done it. I've been there. I've been with around around high level officials, but one of the most critical things that I learned is that, you know, we can be there, but there's another thing as far as our inward person. We have to develop that because we've been trained or by the world to present ourselves in a certain way, but the inward person sometimes is hurting. The inward
Yes.
person needs to be ministered to. The inner person needs salvation. I've worked with women. They look amazing. They had, you know, they may have they were wearing the Louis Vuitton. You know, they had the bag. They had the suits and the heels, but inside they were
My
the little
God.
girl. There's a little girl inside of every
Yes.
one of them that I met. There was a little girl, and a lot of times, you know, they like you're saying, some of them were making six figures, seven figures, whatever, what have you. But sometimes they would pull me to the side. I don't know what it is about you. I want something about you. I want what you have.
Yes. And you know what else I heard Prophetess
Mhm,
Roslyn? He
mhm,
said, by you saying yes to this network for
mhm,
birthing the vision in you, I'm directing you to direct
mhm.
them.
Yes.
What does the director do? Think about it. The director says, don't go right. Stand here, take this
Mm,
bottle, and
mhm,
put it in the middle.
mm,
Don't move it.
mhm.
Because if you move it, you just might miss that open door that I have for you. Think
Ooh,
about it. We
yeah.
have climbed to the top. We've reached a plateau in our professionalism,
Mhm.
and really there's nowhere else for us to go.
That's right.
However, when we keep this bottle steady, thank you for the illustration, Holy Spirit, and when we don't move from it, we might face calamity, we might face disappointment, we might even get downsized,
That's
which
right.
we have been. We go from 100K to 0K. Then we
Mhm,
go from 0K to 60K to maybe 32K or over and beyond. But yet God says, if you move this, you're going to miss that open door. And the open door, um, it goes both ways. There's just a door here and there's a door there. And if you choose the right door to go through as Yeshua women, that's wisdom. It will sustain you for
mhm,
a lifetime. I can think of millionaires. Let's use Oprah Winfrey, for example.
mhm.
Oprah didn't always know God.
No.
But she became a philanthropist. She became a trailblazer. She blessed other people, but she knew that there was something, a key component missing from
Yes.
her life, and that was God. That's
Yes.
what Yeshua Women represents,
That's right.
the excellence of God.
Mhm, mhm. That's beautiful. And there are so many. There's still more
Yes,
who are experiencing
that's
that
just the name
same
one.
thing. Yes, yes, and they've like you said they have the success. They've made their money. They've made all that, and there's nothing. We're not downing money. We're not
No.
downing large salaries. There's nothing wrong with that. But that key component, and I believe that God has called us. Our mission is to bridge that gap and to bring that missing piece that you're looking for.
And you know what else I wanted to say? I heard the Holy Spirit say that there's a void. Think about it. We
Mm.
can go to Martha's Vineyard, some of us, we can go on a
Mhm.
yacht, and then we sit there and we're around all of these magnificent women who look
Mhm.
good on paper, but
Yes,
have no sustainability,
that's true.
have no righteousness in them. It's
Mhm.
all about the braggadocious in them. It's
Mhm.
about the flavor. It's about the branding and the marketing and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, man, their souls are completely empty. And
Yes,
so, what good is it? I think you said it earlier, for a man to gain the whole world and lose their soul.
that's right.
Why would you do that?
Yes.
And I hear a lot of people every single day. Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire this year. Probably you will. But what happens when we get the $1 million and we have it in our hands? I went to the bank yesterday to get cash out just so I could feel it in my hands. And I said, $200 doesn't feel any different from 2 million. It really
Mhm.
doesn't.
Mhm. That's
But
true.
the Yeshua woman, when she has that money in her hand, oh, this is good right here. Now she can reproduce and
Yes.
make another millionaire by
Yes.
teaching wisdom, entrepreneurship, and
Mhm.
building a legacy. We could go on, but we need to really horn in. What do you look like internally? We
Yes.
know what you look like on the outside. You got on $1,000 suit, Chanel, Gucci,
Yes.
whatever.
Mhm.
But what do you look like internally?
It's true. A few years ago, there was a clothing designer. She's very famous. I won't call her name. Um, but she committed suicide a few years ago. And on the outward part, everybody was like, "But she had $1 million and she was a
Right.
millionaire. She had it all together. She had everything life could wish. She had the, you know, $10 million home, the mansion, and all that. And again, there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing.
But we're here to help to build the inner woman. And so we want you to come back as we talk more about Yeshua women and who you are and what we can do, what we can do as far as coming together, collaborating, and synergizing, and just letting God work through us, and we all work together to build you, the inner woman, and to help to mentor to mentor you spiritually, and to build the spiritual side of
Yes. And we're directing you.
you.
God
Yeah.
is petitioning you to come forth. The open doors are right there. You're standing there. But if you don't come in, you will never find what it is that you are lacking in the
Yeah.
spirit realm
Yeah.
as a Yeshua woman.
All right. Well, Dr. Roxanne, is there anything else you'd like to add to that, or
We'll
beautiful?
save it for next time because there's
Okay.
a lot to be said about Yeshua women.
Yes, we're so full and we're so excited. And again, come back and see us. There's much more to come on our next broadcast. And God bless, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for
Bye bye.
joining us on Yeshua Women. Become empowered, get involved, and build a legacy. Looking forward to you joining us on our next broadcast. Thank you for watching. This has been a Roslyn Media production and co-produced by the Yeshua Women's Network. Come home just in time for the holidays. We here at Restore Living Financial want you to enjoy your home just in time for the holidays. Come celebrate with us. It's possible to own your own home through our 75% home ownership program. The possibility of home ownership may be closer than you think. We're helping 1 million aspiring homeowners achieve the dream of home ownership. And I'm working hard for you. Merry Christmas from Restore Living Financial. Welcome home.